So my father got out of World War II in 43 to 44, got back from overseas, married, looking for a place to fish and hunt, and found this place in 1946. So I'm 66, and I started coming down when I was age probably 4. Where we are today is surrounded by water. As a child, I could throw a golf ball across and hit the other side of the bank, and we were surrounded by land. It was a big peninsula, but primitive cabin was probably an exaggeration. It was just probably an 18 by 20 house on a shell foundation, seashells actually. That was a natural fishing ground for an Indian tribe that lived out actually in the marsh. We had kerosene lamps, a propane bottle fuel for cooking. In 1965, my father, Don Shell, and 2 business partners rebuilt the camp into a 24 by 24 structure, and that was modernized because we had DC lighting. We had an alternative for a gasoline generator, which was generated AC. So we had two sources of electrical source, and then we have, of course, propane at the time for cooking, but no shower ability other than a hose below the camp. So if you were brave enough to weather the storm in the cold and the heat, you could go down and take a hose bath. Yeah, I'm Craig Shell, and I happen to be right now off of Bay Dogre, which is south of Lafite, Louisiana. As a crow flies, about 14 to 17 miles away from any land point that you can get to by car. So this place is only accessible by boat, which is about a 40-minute boat ride. But in essence, people ask me all the time, how much traffic do we have out here? On a good traffic day, you may see 1 or 2 boats maybe that are fishermen, and on a weekday between weekends, you see absolutely nobody. Now, from time to time, when the shrimping season and the crabbing season starts up, you'll have crabbers and shrimpers fairly routinely run by the camp. We like it because there's nobody out here. He was one of those dogs that you couldn't stop.
He was going for the
Yeah, and then you get in this marsh and it's up to your chest, 100 yards out, you can't find your dog. After Ida, which is 3 years ago, the hurricane hit, and we had been hit before by Katrina and other significant storms, but never to the extent of Ida, which took us down. This rebuild, which is the new location, is our 3rd camp.
That's about as fresh right there as you get.
Yeah, by the way, half of those are the ones y'all just caught. And today, this camp is digitalized because we have Wi-Fi, Starlink, solar package that provides a sustainable environment, although we do have a 7 kW diesel generator as a bystand alternative source. And we have, the biggest thing is we never had a bathroom. It was always go out on the dock and do your business, but today it's a hot shower, instant water heater. Look into the house. It's more of a lodge, and we'd call it the Four Seasons on Bay Dogre. It's named after a coot duck, which is a black duck, freshwater. They were over here in the 40s by the thousands, and it was a duck that really wanted solitude, peace and quiet, nice environment. So I would start there. I think that's what you get when you walk here. It's most people being in a remote environment with the luxuries of home and clean and freshly done. I think they just walk around and they can't decide whether or not they want to look east, north, south, or west, because every view is different. But it's, I think it's just an inspiring place that you kind of search in the soul and start asking a lot of questions. So it's a peaceful place.
I'm Tim Shell. I am part of the Shell family. I'm the builder of the family, and I'm a hunting guide by trade for most of the year. I was brought on this project to see the development and the building of the Coot Camp, and it was a project I got to do honorably. You know, my family's super interesting. There's a lot of professional outdoorsmen in the family, multiple fishing guides, a few hunting guides, and that goes back several generations. Right now, as it sits, there's 5 of us that make a living off the outdoors. So during construction, we started thinking about, you know, what an investment this place is and how happy we are to do it, and really how much we want to share it with other people. And being that there's several, you know, professional fishermen in the family, it only makes sense to let's run some hunting trips and some fishing trips out of here. Moving forward, we've decided that we're going to offer a multitude of different fishing trips and recreation trips out to the Coot Camp. Most of these trips, whether it's fishing or viewing porpoises or photography or doing marsh tours, whatever our client wants, we'll have kind of a similar general setup. We have the capacity to have 4 to 6 clients, 1 to 2 guides. We'll probably run trips 1 to 3 on one guide, and the 4th we'll probably bring another guide in here. So it'll be a total of 8 people at camp at the max. That's enough to run 2 boats with 3 people fishing in each boat and have a good time doing it. Customers and friends alike can find us at cootcampcharters.com. If you go on there, we'll have a calendar on there where you can see our open days. If you wanted to book a trip, you could simply request a trip, put the amount of people you're going to bring, and it'll send a message out to all the staff. We'll click OK. Next thing you know, you're coming fishing. We're only 45 minutes from New Orleans, so if you're flying from out of state, you can fly into Louis Armstrong Airport in Kenner, and we'll come pick you up. In an hour, we'll be at the boat launch and fishing clean water. So we're looking forward to getting y'all's bookings and making some fun memories out here.